My dream changes on a daily basis, but I think the steadfast light at the end of the tunnel is that making a difference really, as trite as that sounds, is really the American dream for me. It's what I think Cincinnati really represented to me as a kid was these freedoms to live in a diverse neighborhood, to go to a really good public school and get a great education, to have a lot of friends, to have a beautiful place to live. It was sort of idyllic. And I think that influenced the way that I think that I started to idealize what my world was going to look like. So ArtWorks started in 1996, and we were modeled after Gallery 37 in Chicago, which was employment and job training for teens, talented teens. And you know, teenagers, especially teenagers who are talented, are often like kind of left in the dust. They're not understood. Teenagers in general, I think, have a ton of angst. It's part of what I think contributes to making them better adults. You've got to go through those challenges. So we saw this void, this opportunity to employ teenagers in a creative way, and then connecting the dots further was to employ teenagers in a creative way under the tutelage of professional artists on projects that made an impact on the community and on the participant. When we see opportunities in the landscape, when we see a chance to partner with the Cincinnati Art Museum or the Taft or Children's Hospital, that puts our kids to work, that puts artists to work, that leaves behind something that has value in terms of making a landscape brighter, making it better, cleaning up the landscape. That's how we've Cincified this, because we've become much more permanent in the work that we do. So, for instance, and we're not just murals, but a mural that is created in 2007 is going to be around in 2027. So if you worked with us on that mural, chances are you're going to bring your kids back and go, look what I did. This isn't rocket science. It's, you know, I'm going to state the obvious here. And the obvious is when we go out and when we engage a community, we're getting buy-in from that community. We're building pride. You know, we're building participation, and we're building legacy. And we're also teaching communities of the importance and the value of the aesthetic, and the greater contribution that this project, this mural or this bench or this bike rack can make to the city and to their neighborhood or their community. There's a term called creative placemaking, and it's the idea that we make places better places to live in with a community engagement process, and by putting art on the streets, and by understanding that lighting and landscaping and good architecture and good design and give us a feeling like we want to be there. And Cincinnati 17 years ago was more of a blank canvas than it is now, but this creative placemaking is a actionable kind of event that I think changes neighborhoods, changes a place to make it better, and gives it character, makes it places where people are safe and people are comfortable, where people are engaged and they know their neighbor and they care about the streets. And that is a ripple effect that lifts us all up, you know, one little action to the next. I think I'm doing it every day. I come into this office and I never know what the day is going to bring or who I'm going to meet. or what the outcome is going to be. And I think that's exciting. And I think I would rather have a daily challenge in my life than a daily drudgery, you know? The advice I got that I took was dream big. You know, I love it when people come in here and they lay out a vision that sounds impossible. When we started ArtWorks, I worked with some folks in the city, and I wanted to take down some poles and put some electricity somewhere and add some water so we could clean up and find some bathrooms. And this guy was standing there, he was an old timer, and he was like, boy, I don't think you're going to be able to do that. You know, he was pretty negative, and that's all it took for me was, you want to challenge this vision that I know I could taste it, I could see it. That's what I think y'all have to do to achieve anything, is to dream big.